Now, in this short video, I want to discuss both genders on how they enter the sexual marketplace, okay? Now, far as you men out there, you need to look at yourself and give yourself an accurate estimation, okay? That's called your worth, okay? Your worth doesn't mean it's more, right, than what it is. Same thing with you ladies, okay? Yeah, it's an accurate estimation on where you're at. This is how you get the best outcomes, okay? Now, I'm gonna work on the guys first. To my guys out there, if you an average earner, that means $50,000 to $60,000, right? Roughly around there. Okay. Your credit score is at least a 600. Now, obviously, you can make that much and still have a 700 credit score, but I'm just using, how much you make based on the woman you should be able to get, right? Because let's be realistic. A lot of guys, they desire, a 10, right? Or a 9 or 8. They desire it. And in the beginning phases, you might have enough game to actually, lay down with one, but it'd be hard for you to maintain them because in today's society, they have a lot of options. And she is dealing with guys who make six figures or more, especially if she's a baddie. It's just the way the world works, okay? Especially with social media. They're exposed. She's advertising herself every day. Okay, so yeah, you might be able to sleep with one, but if you want to be able to be in a relationship with a baddie, meaning 8, 9s, or 10s, right? Yes, you're going to have to get your status up. You're going to have to get your money up. It's just what it is, right? And it's not to say that, she's a gold digger. To be honest with you, I believe all women are gold diggers. Just some of them are better at hiding the shovel. Shout out to Myron, okay? That's a great explanation, okay? Because women want to be with a man where they are protecting, they are providing, right? They want to make sure that if she lost her job or if she gets pregnant and she can't be able to work, she needs to feel secure that her man can still take care of things. It's just biology. It has nothing to do with her being a gold digger. All she want me for is my money. Listen, majority of women only want to deal with men who has that, okay? It's just how it goes. Obviously, there are a minority of women who really doesn't care about that and they're all about loving you and all that other stuff. Yeah, that's cute. But to be honest with you, that love thing, if you really want that from a woman, that's going to come later in life. Okay. That doesn't happen in the beginning. Okay. So let me get back before I go off track. So if you're a guy and you make $50,000 to $60,000 a year, just look at yourself as you got a credit score of 600. Now, if you got a 600, you can't go after the McLarens, the Lamborghinis, or the Mercedes or the Benzes. Now, the Mercedes or Benzes you probably can get, but they're going to tear you up on interest, right? Because they don't, as a bank looking at you, they're looking at you as your liability. They're looking at it as you might not be able to make these payments because you don't have enough, especially if you have other bills, right? Cell phone bill, your rent, your mortgage, whatever. Banks does this. It's nothing personal. It's all business, right? So you need to be in your price range, know your worth, right? This is how you get the best results. Okay. Now, if you make six figures or more, then you have a credit score of 700 plus. That means you can go get the car, whatever you want, right? But you also have to consider, exactly how much you have in them six figures, because it'll make no sense for you to go get you some crazy car over 300, 400,000, but you suffering. So yes, you can go buy it, but you'll be suffering, right? So know your worth, right? Now, that's for my guys out there, right? Now, for you ladies out there, you are the cars. Don't take this personal, ladies. I'm just using this as an example because my guys can understand this a lot more because we are interested into things. Okay, that's just how it goes. That's how the world works. Guys are interested into things. Women are interested into people. This is why a lot of women go into more social work, meaning teachers, nursing, anything that's social, right? Guys, we more go into, trades, right? We build things, right? This is what we do because we are interested into things. So don't take this personal. It's just for my guys to understand. Now, if you a average looking chick, right? That's 5. Nothing wrong with that. The majority of people are average, okay? That's why it's called average. You compared to a car would be like a Honda. A Honda, Hyundai, that's the range right there. A 6, you're a little up, right? You're like a Lexus, right? That's your class. If you're 8, that's BMW, Benzes, Maseratis. That's the 8 class. 9s, that's the Porsche class. Porsche, Aston Martin, right? And then 10s. Okay, these are Lambos, these are McLarens, these are Bentleys, these are Bugattis, right? These are the high end class. That's why you rarely see a 10, just like you rarely see a Lambo. If you walk outside right now and you wait out there for 10 minutes, I guarantee you ain't gonna see no Lambo. Hell, you might stand out there for an hour, you might not see a Lambo. But depending on what area you're in, you might see a bunch of them, right? But other than that, what car do you always see out there on the road? Hondas, Hyundais, Kias, right? Why? Because these are average vehicles. So most women are average. Okay, you guys can put that makeup on, get the BBL, do all that in the third, you're still average. Because when we sleep with you at night and you wake up and you don't have no makeup on, and when you take a shower, fresh out the shower, hair wet, we see your true self. So this is why you ladies need to really be real with yourself. Know your worth. Knowing your worth don't mean you're a 5, but you're walking around here acting like you're a Lamborghini. Okay, now guys will sleep with you, and this is probably the biggest mistake that a lot of you ladies make. Because you're getting these 6 figures, 7-figure guys sleeping with you, you now say this is my standard, and this is why you end up single, and this is why you run your miles up. Now I want to get into the miles. Ladies, it's important to keep your miles down on your vehicle, okay? Whatever vehicle you are, now that you know the class that you're in, now you need to know what's my miles looking like, because men are the drivers. Okay, we the one that test drives it to make sure does it work good if we want to buy it or not. And when I say buy it, meaning commitment. We're committed to you. You got that high caliber guy who's willing to commit to you, pay your bills, take you out, right? Actually think about marrying you if that's his choice, right? So know your worth, ladies. Okay, now let's talk about miles. If you got one child, you're a single mother, okay? You have 100,000 miles. I don't care what car you are. You're a Honda or a Lamborghini, okay? Now, as a guy, to my guys out here, let's say you got a 700 credit score. You make 6 figures, right? You in the 700 credit score range. Why would you go buy a Honda with 100,000 miles, right? When you can, if that's the car you choose, because you obviously can do that too. Why would you go do that when you can go get you a brand new Honda with no miles, right? Right? You can go get you a brand new BMW with no miles, right? You can go get you a brand new, you know what I'm saying, Mercedes with no miles, right? So why would you wife up a woman who's out there being promiscuous, who got her miles up like that? That's dumb on your behalf. And then you fall in love with her, not understanding her, so you get your feelings hurt. This is why when you love a woman, when you fall in love with a woman, it's more devastating to a man. And it is because you gave them that without understanding them. See, if you understand a woman, you can kind of pick them out before you even get with them. Like, okay, I know what she is. She's in that category. She's out there in the streets. She's in that category, right? This is why it's important for you guys to understand the system, understand the marketplace, and know your worth, so you won't be hurt like that. A lot of you guys are in the 600 credit range, and you go out there and go buy that BMW, meaning she's a 8, right? And then you wonder why she left you. You wonder why she cheated on you, because she's at the end of the day, she's thinking, I got this other guy over here who makes more than you, right? And don't let him be laying it down on her. She's gone, bro. It's just how the game go. You know what I'm saying? Don't hate the player, hate the game, right? Now, back to you ladies, right? Because I don't want to get off track, so I'm going to bring it back. Now, for every body you get, that's 10,000 miles. So if you got 10 bodies, ladies, that's 100,000 miles. Now you're asking, I could hear you now through the phone. How do guys know my body count? We don't need to ask. We watch how you move. You see, a lot of you ladies fit the stereotype of a promiscuous woman, meaning you dress provocative, you like going out late at night, right? You like taking girls trips. All of us guys know what girls trips is all about. That means you're going outside your city, right? Because you think that you sleeping with another guy out in Miami, or you sleeping with another guy in Tulum. It's called mystery stick. Okay, we know what's going on, right? Because you think, oh, that body don't count, right? Because it's not in my hometown. Wrong. Men are catching on. We know exactly what y'all doing out there, and I'll tell you how we know. Because a lot of us, all those guys that was on vacation, that was dealing with y'all. That's what y'all be forgetting. You see what I'm saying? Especially as a young single man who's traveling, taking vacations. We know exactly what's going on because we are the ones that's out there doing it. While y'all are out there telling us that y'all got men at home, y'all got boyfriends at home, and we all out on vacation, we vibing, music playing, the beach is beautiful, the lights is hitting right. He's smelling good, he got that game. You gonna give it to us, and then what happens is you go back home to your man, trifling, right? But that's just how the game goes. Okay. So we understand you, ladies. So we know what y'all do. Cause y'all show y'all playbook every day on social media. Now, let me go to social media. Social media is another way how we stereotype you. Now, I know a lot of you ladies are saying, why are you judging me off my Instagram? My Instagram ain't who I am. Really? So if that's the case, why are you sexualizing yourself? You see, men are not sexualizing you, ladies. You're sexualizing yourself. If you on Instagram half naked, how you gonna blame us for DMing you on some sexual stuff? We're not gonna DM you based on your business because that's not what you advertising. Okay, so yes, we know we don't need to ask you how many bodies you got. We know by how you move. Another reason, right? Excuse me. A lot of you ladies are argumentative, right? When you're argumentative and you're aggressive, right? Stuff like that. There's a reason why a woman's argumentative. She needs an excuse for her to leave you and go be with another man. So she's always willing to find something to argue with you about, whether it's minor or major, but they really target minor problems because that's just easy to do. She could just get mad at you over something, right? Argue with you and then go sleep with somebody else just for an excuse. So she can say, this is why I did it. Come on. A real woman who's not out there being promiscuous, she doesn't want to argue. In fact, she loves her man. She can't even see no other man but him. So she's afraid to argue with him. Not debate, not communicate. Those are two different things. Argument is when you just coming up with some crazy excuse to be in your man's face, want to argue with him for nothing. Okay, that's different. You just making up stuff. Okay, so yes, guys know, okay, when you're out there being promiscuous, we don't need to ask you what's your body count. Okay, so now let me get back to it. Know your worth, right? So if you're a Lamborghini, that's a 10. Okay, so meaning if you're a Lamborghini, meaning you're a 10, which is rare, but you are that, and you got 2 kids. Okay, that's 100,000 miles for each kid. So you got 300,000 miles. If I'm a 6-figure nigga, 7 figures or more, why would I go get a Lambo that got 300,000 miles? This is why a lot of you ladies can't get these types of men to be committed to. Now you're sleeping with them, but you're not getting committed from them. You're scratching your head at night wondering why. Like, I set my standard this high. I only deal with these types of guys, and all they doing is sleeping with me and giving me back to the streets. Why? Because first of all, you got 3 kids. That's 300,000 miles. I'm not going to buy a car that got 300,000 miles. I don't care what it is. I'd rather go get something little to none, right? Now, when a woman has, obviously, it's rare, so you're not going to just see a virgin woman, but a virgin woman who never had sex with anybody, she's at the highest value, to be honest with you, right? Because men, we really don't care about experience like that. We can train her. If anything, we can show her what to do. Now let's flip it. A lot of women do not like a virgin guys because they always say they want a guy who's experienced. So as a guy, you got to experience. You got to get out there and do your thing. This is why a lot of women really don't care if he's out there being promiscuous. Now, if she is complaining about that, it's because she's doing it too. Let's just keep it real. Right. And she uses that as an excuse to be promiscuous because you're being promiscuous. But men and women are very different. OK, now, when men are doing it to get experience. And then we're doing it with purpose. Right. Because if we find that right one, we will cut everybody off. Right. That's just how it goes. But to be honest with you, that's never really the case. Something always pops up where we have to leave this girl. We have to keep our options open because we're going to have fun with her, but we're not going to take her serious. And this is how men, we silently leave them. When I say silently leave them, it's not like, oh, I'm breaking up with you, so I'm out. Nah. What we do is we just say, we're not going to wife you. We're not going to give you commitment, because that's the strongest thing a man has is his commitment. A woman's strongest thing she has is her sex. Okay, because women control access to sex, men control access to relationships. So you guys out there, right? Let's go back. If you got a 700 credit score, meaning you make 6 figures or more, know your worth, right? Don't be out here trying to wife up these Jezebels, because this is how you end up getting hurt. Okay, and now you online crying and talking about, oh, she left me, this, that, and the third, she cheated on me. Da, 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 da. Well, you should have knew the car you got. You see what I'm saying? In other words, the car broke down. Your relationship broke down. Her engine was ran through, bro. She had over 300,000 miles. You get what I'm saying? She didn't keep up with her car. She didn't keep up with her engine, right? She didn't get tune-ups, meaning go get her stuff checked out. She got BVs and all that. You feel what I'm saying? You know? She doesn't value herself. So why are you trying to value her? You get what I'm saying? You got to ask yourself these questions when you're dealing with women, man. And then you got to approach the market just like that. Okay? If you a guy out here, you're a young guy, you making $50,000, $60,000 a year, stop trying to go after the BMW and Benzes. You need to work yourself up to get to that point. Okay? Get to 6 figures. It ain't hard to do. Find a good skill, lock in on it, focusing on it, cut everybody off, cut all these women off, cut toxic people out your life, and buckle down and focus on a skill, develop that skill, master that skill, right? And keep elevating. Then you have the leverage. You see, as a man, you want leverage in your relationship, no matter what woman you get. Because at the end of the day, you know how to maintain that. And if you have the leverage, your woman will be scared to leave you, because she's like, dang, I ain't gonna get no other guy like this, right? Now let's flip it. If your woman has the leverage, one thing I realize, when women have more power than the man she's dealing with, she's very bossy, she's very aggressive, and she's willing to do things, right, that hurts the relationship. Okay, when you pedestalize a woman, she will always talk down on you. But when a man is on a pedestal, he never talks down on his woman. If anything, he tries to lift his woman up. This is why if a man lost his job, right, or he goes broke, she has a shot clock. She might not leave instantly, but give her about 4 to 5 months, depending on how loyal she is, right? Give about 5 to 6 months. Guess what? There's a shot clock on it, man. Clock is ticking. She's keeping her options open on the next move, right? But don't get upset. This is why you need to understand women. Don't love women. Love comes later. Understand women. Understand their nature. It's biology, right? Okay? So let's go back to it, right? It's all about knowing your worth, an accurate estimation on where you're at. Okay? Now, if you are that guy, then you need to be able to look at the woman, right? Know what she is. Okay, she's a BMW, she's a Benz, meaning she's an 8. Okay, you can afford that, right? Then you go in and then you proceed. Now you have to maintain that vehicle now. Okay, as a guy, you have to, women don't take care of their cars, bro. This is why a lot of women need men in their life. I'll give you a short little story. I remember I went on this date, right? And we both met up at the bowling alley. I believe it was. I think it was the some bowling alley in Buckhead. But anyways, I went there. They got the valet parking and everything. So we went inside. I went inside. I was the first one in, so I went inside. Have valet park my car. Went inside, and she was already there. So I go inside. We sit down. They got like a little restaurant area where you can sit down and eat. And then they got the bowling alley. But I'm here at the table. We just chopping up, sitting and eating. And the guy comes out, the valet guy comes out and say, oh, she's parked in the wrong area. She needs to move her car. So I said, oh, don't worry about it. Me being a man, I'm like, I'll go take care of it. You just sit right here, relax. I go out there to her car, and me just being so observative and aware, I'm just looking at her car. Let me remind you, her car was a mess. Her car looked like a storage unit, like she's living out her car. Now, she had a nice car too. It was a Mercedes. I believe it was a Mercedes 250, the C-Class 250, right? Nice car. I think it was like a 2017, 2018, something like that. But car was junky. I mean, coffee stains in the cup holder. I mean, it looked like it was some type of powder substance. something like cocaine or something. I don't think it was cocaine. It might have been some powder or something. Car was filthy. So I'm like, forget it. I'm not even gonna think about that. So then I turn the car on. I look at the miles and I see the sticker at the top. She's 150,000 miles over her limit. I'm like, this engine about to blow. How she still driving this? This engine is on death row. She don't value her car. That car is gonna croak out any day. This is why a lot of women need men in their life. This is why a lot of women, they end up just having to go ahead and buy a brand new car every year, and they just get more in debt, and they getting all these stuff that they can't afford because they can't keep up with it because they can't maintain it. Okay, so that was just a little short story. And if you're asking, did I sleep with her? Hell no. One thing about when a woman doesn't take care of her personal things, what makes you think she's going to take care of her sexual things? Okay, hell nah, I'm good. And she was a cute girl too. Shout out to you, but it wasn't going to work because you don't value yourself. What makes you think I'm going to value you? Right? So to my guys out here, if you to go back, you have a 700 credit score, you make six figures, boom, you go buy this BMW. Now you got to maintain it. You got to maintain her, bro. That's just how it goes. Meaning you got to take care of the bills, right? You got to make sure that she feels confident and comfortable that you're being a leader in all aspects, finances, right? Putting her in position. A lot of women appreciate men who can put them in position. I know they call it toxic masculinity, but that's what they like. Women get bored of men who don't put them in their place, especially when they get out of line. They like a man to correct them here and there. Like, it's like, what? What you doing? You want to go where? Hell no. I mean, you can go, but you ain't gonna be here when you come back. They like that type of shit. They don't like men that they could just walk all over and do whatever, because those are the guys they end up cheating on. Set your boundaries. This is all about maintaining. Okay. Now, if you make $50,000, $60,000 a year and you go buy that BMW, you got to maintain that. And this is why a lot of them types of women end up leaving those guys, because they realize that they can't take care of them. They can't do that. Right now, this is where the 50-50 thing coming at. Now, you can try the 50-50 with women, but I'll tell you one thing about that 50-50, guys. They're going to end up being real bossy on you. They're going to end up checking you when you don't do something. Right? And you know that's going to conflict with your manhood, because you thinking like, I'm a man. Why I gotta do this? Why I gotta do that? Guess what? You are a man, biology wise, but financially wise, you're not. You're going 50-50. So she's half of man too. That's why she's masculine. Okay, that's why she's very masculine too, because she feels like she has to be a man, because you're not 100% of a man. When you're 100% of a man, you're taking care of everything that puts her in her femininity. There's no need for her to be a man. Why? It doesn't benefit nobody. All it does is take away. Okay? So I just wanted to break that down to you guys, man. It's a little short video for you. So when you approach the sexual marketplace, approach it as the car dealing marketplace, okay? And as long as you keep that in your mind when you're making decisions, you know the car you can afford. You also know the car you can maintain. Okay, and to you ladies, listen, a lot of y'all are Hondas, and y'all are out here acting like Lambos. Y'all gotta stop that, because all you're doing is getting played yourself. That's all you're doing. And then if you're in your 20s and your average, and you're out here thinking this is my standard now, I only deal with six-figure guys because that's all you're sleeping with. 25, 30, 40. 45 is all right around the corner. And you already know, once you crack over 35, shout out to Kevin Samuels, you in no man's land. Basically, no man want to deal with you. Now, you might have a couple guys want to sleep with you, but you'll start to know it when you go to bars and nobody's trying to offer you drinks anymore. That's the reality slap for a lot of women out there, when they know that when they go into these clubs now, guys ain't offering them drinks no more. They got to sit at the bar and buy their own drinks. That's when it slaps them in the face right there. Don't let it get that long, ladies. Summertime is here. Okay? Y'all can still be on that hot girl summer thing. There's a reason why they call it hot girl summer and not hot girl year round. Okay? Think about that. Keep your numbers low. Okay? Date with intentions. Okay? When you know your worth, okay, I know I'm a Lexus. I'm a six. I know I'm a Lexus. I can go out there and get me. I should go out there and find me a guy that can afford me. Okay. And then you have a job to do. You have to keep up with your car. That's another thing, ladies. Keep up with your vehicle. You got to learn to maintain it, because that's the only way you're going to even get a guy to come to that dealer, test drive it, and actually want to buy it. How does the inside of your car look? Okay. Yeah, let's get into it. Is it junky? Meaning you got a lot of trauma in you from your past relationships. You need therapy. How was it with your family? How's your relationship with your mother and your father? And I get it. Some of y'all didn't have a mother and a father. I understand it too. Then you need to sit down with a therapist, because you shouldn't be bringing your sick self, your sick drama self to a man who's healed. Same thing. A man shouldn't be bringing his toxic drama self into a woman who's healed. Both people need to be healed before y'all get into a relationship. You as a driver, as a man, and you ladies as the vehicle. Okay? Are you getting your car detailed? Clean up that inside. How the body look? You got any scratches on it? Right? You got any bumps and dings on that? Clean it up. Meaning you out of shape? Fix it. Hit the gym. Most men are attracted to fit women. It's just what it is. You got to fix these things. Therefore, when you put yourself on a sexual... Now, if you're not on the sexual marketplace, you play, oh, I choose to be single. Cool. That's cool. Trust me, we do not care. Men don't even... You don't even hear videos out here on men talking about how tough it is to be single. Men, when men are single, all we do is think we got to focus on ourselves, get our stuff together. We ain't think about no woman. We have sex with women here and there. But men don't care about relationships, to be honest with you, because we know that it costs to be in a relationship. It really does. You're going to have to pay. You're going to have to take care of it. It's just what it is. So a lot of men really don't complain about being single. But you ladies, y'all end up complaining. That's what I realized. Right? So if you want to be out here declaring, oh, I'm single, cool. But to the ladies out there who want to be in a committed relationship with a good guy, financially and socially, right? Then you got to put the work in, because nobody deserves anything. But everybody deserves something that they work for. Okay? When you put in the work, you can get whatever you want. Okay? So if you a girl and you want those types of guys, you need to fix yourself up. Clean the inside your car. Keep the body good. Right? Stay in shape. Take care of yourself. Right? That's the inside, is your who you are spiritually, mentally, right? Emotionally. Makes no sense to have a beautiful car on the outside. I don't care if it's a Lambo. Beautiful car on the outside. Nice body, everything. But you sit in that car and it's a junk. Meaning, I start dating this woman. She got too much trauma. She's beautiful, but she got too much chaos. She got too much aggression. It's not going to work. Okay? So hopefully I broke that down good. I try to deep down, go down a rabbit hole for you, man. Break shit down to the molecule, right? So you guys can understand it, and you ladies can understand it. So at the end of the day, what is your worth, right? An accurate estimation. That's what your worth is. And then see how you can improve it. Makes no sense to be out here running around here delusional. A woman shouldn't be running around here she's a 5 talking about she's a 10. That's not up to you. That's up to the men, because we the ones that's dating you. We the one that's going to be paying for you. We the one that's going to be dropping down on one knee if we choose to. Get out of delusional land, okay? Disneyland fairy tales. And you guys, listen, I get it. You like to run around here, faking it till you make it. That's cool. But when you're dealing with a woman and y'all try to get into a deep relationship, she's going to know your true colors. She's going to know, that you rented that car, right? She's going to know that you're living with your mother, right? Social media might have it look like you're living by yourself and you got all these nice cars and all the other stuff, right? But when you dealing with, having sex, that's easy to do. Anybody could put up a wall to get sex. But when we're talking about relationships, we're talking about deep, strong, long relationships. Both people have to have the things that keeps them together. Okay? And as a guy, you need to know your worth. So therefore you get an accurate estimation of where you're at so you can develop. And you ladies need to do the same thing. Know your worth. Get an accurate estimation on where you're at, right? And you can improve. Okay. If you're an average looking chick, you're like a 5 or 6. If your body's fit and you look good and you keep up with yourself, your health is good, you eat proper, you're submissive, you're feminine, right? You're cooperative. If you were these things, that easily bumps you up 3 to 4 points. And no kids, no kids. Oh my God, that's a blessing nowadays because a lot of women out here they have kids, and a lot of guys, the only guys you really gonna attract are kind of men who just wants to have sex with you. But when it comes to a long committed relationship, there are some guys that'll do it, but you need to bring a whole lot to the table. I'm just sorry, that's just how it goes. Okay. Don't get mad at me. I'm just a messenger. I'm just the voice of men. All I'm doing is just bringing the barbershop talk and the truck stop talk, right? Because this is where I'm always around men. This is what we talk about. All right. So, and you ladies need to know what men want, because the majority of men, we already know what you ladies want. But you ladies need to know what we want, especially you single mothers out there. If you just run around here thinking a man's supposed to just take care of you, this, stand a third, listen, you 25, you be 25, you're 25 years old now, you'll be 30 around the corner, you'll be 35. I guarantee you that attitude gonna start to change. Okay? And then you'll end up easily being 40 years old with your aunties and your grandmother and your mother sipping wine talking about niggas ain't shit. No, you ain't shit. you ain't never put the work in yourself to get these types of men. But guess what? That 35, 40-year-old man, he hasn't even reached his prime yet, especially financially. They say men don't even really reach their prime to the ages of 45 to 55. That's the majority of men. We're not talking about the rappers and actors. They're in a whole different stratosphere. The entertainers, they get paid different, okay? We're talking about the average American citizen in the world. The majority of men don't really hit their high stats. They're 40 in between the ages of 45 and 55. This is why you see a lot of them guys going down dating a young 25, 26-year-old. A lot of them don't even be dealing with 30-year-olds. Now, it's rare. I'm not saying it doesn't happen. People can hit the lottery. But how often? So, yes, woman, you could strike gold, right, and get that type of guy. But I guarantee you those types of women, they put a lot of work in understanding a man. Okay? So, that's all I got for y'all in this video, man. Y'all already know the deal. Always keep it simple by keeping it alpha mental.